All right, hello, Stephen Sadler again with Money and Power, The Secret History, and going into the secret of the CIA, Chapter 5 now. We mentioned that the Central Intelligence Agency was founded in 1947 by the National Security Act by Henry Truman, who was our president at the time. And in 1948, just a year later, they started what was called the Office of Policy Coordination. I want to make sure you understand what the first activities of the CIA are. For covert psychological operations, propaganda, and paramilitary training. That's according to NSC document 10.2. So propaganda and economic warfare, preventive direct action. In other words, like we were saying in one of my earlier talks about propaganda, there's a use of trying to get the public to think a certain way, and that's one of the primary goals of Central Intelligence. In 1949, the very next year, they started Radio Free Europe, which sounds like a great idea. They were basically using the radio to transmit information about the United States and Western civilization, while in Eastern Europe, the communists were influencing people and taking over so many countries. It was a way the West was trying to reach those people. But one of the interesting things about it, there's two interesting points about Radio Free Europe. One is that the U.S. press was not allowed to copy or replicate or report on what it was transmitting, because a lot of it was transmitting was out and out lies. It just wasn't true. So whether it was well intended or not, maybe that disinformation they thought was helpful to the people of Eastern Europe, the fact that they have a habit of putting forth information that's really disinformation in order to get people to think a certain way, I think it was important. And the organization that was the front group for this Radio Free Europe was the Crusade for Freedom. Their spokesperson was Ronald Reagan, who became president later. But he got his start working with the Central Intelligence Agency, and I think a lot of people don't know that.